Haiti borders with the Dominican.
Her name is Serena Buffalino. They call her Mrs. B, and her class always begins with a pledge.
Something local, something global. Haiti.
They're words that carry
Yes.
weight here. Helping yourself means helping others, giving back, here and a world away in Haiti.
And nobody's helping them, except for people like us.
It was through her the class learned of Haiti, of the nearly 1 million orphans, many with no school, no support, no Mrs. B in their lives.
They could not wrap their head around that.
Mrs. B's students are among Toronto's most at risk. Their challenges vary from emotional and behavioral difficulties to learning disabilities. Their trauma so severe they can't function in a regular school setting, and we aren't allowed to show most of their classmates.
For most of the kids, most of society has turned them away. And in this classroom, they're accepted. They're accepted no matter what for who they are.
Take Yolanda. She came here last year so burdened and withdrawn, she would often fall silent, sometimes for days on end. It was, she says, Mrs. B's patience, her quiet encouragement, that saved her.
She actually saves people's lives from dangers.
And perhaps that's why these marginalized kids feel such a kinship with the orphans of Haiti and why they were moved to act.
And so when Yolanda and Jackie and Patrick said, well, Miss B, we need to build them a school.
Build a school, no easy task. They started out raising money. They sold samosas, washed cars, screened movies, you name it. And in just a few months, this little class raised $20,000. So much, it's not just a one-room schoolhouse they can build, but a full 3-story school. And so Mrs. B set off on a journey she'd dreamed of, up into the dusty mountains above Port-au-Prince to a town called Canaan. It's home to thousands of earthquake refugees who live with no running water, no electricity, and no school, until now. The first step was a temporary school. It's up and running. 53 students already in uniform. The permanent school for 250 is growing from its foundations.
It makes me want to cry because she just makes me feel so awed, and I'm very proud of her.
All of this because of a handful of students back in Canada and Mrs. B, the teacher who believed in them.
These are for you.
At another fundraiser, a special tribute to the students, accepted by someone who, without Mrs. B, might not be here.
They believe in me and I believe in them, and together we not only change our lives, but we change the world around us.
For inspiring great things and seeing the potential in everyone, Serena Buffalino is this week's Everyday Hero.
This is the reason why I do what I do, is because of Yolanda and all the...
Good morning, and happy Friday. It's funny because the days and the weeks and the months are going so quick that I keep looking. I had to look down at my calendar like, okay, what day is it? What day is it now? It's just passing so quickly. So we're here on Friday, and as you all know, under the Diamond Experience Factor Network, we have 6 shows throughout the week, and today's show is the Coaches Lounge with Barbara Beckley. Yay! And I say that because I love bringing on the wonderful coaches and mentors, and people are just making a difference in other people's lives. It is so important. And I feel like that's not enough. That's not enough that's going out there to people be doing that. What I mean by that is I don't see a lot of many shows or talk shows that much talking about the positive of what people are doing so much. There's so much, with the war and the COVID and the list goes on and on and on. And I'm like, sometimes you're like, okay, can I just hear something that somebody's doing that's making it like a positive impact on somebody? Why is it got to be today, this is how many people and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, please give me something positive. We need it. This earth needs healing. We need the love. We need to show the love. So I told myself, I said, one of my shows I wanted to start doing on the network is bringing in coaches, mentors that make those difference in people's lives, that helps them through and leads them to what they want to do in life. And I have this wonderful queen that is coming on in a minute here that is doing just that. That is doing just that. Terry, I'm telling you, you're going to love hearing what she does, how she helps people, and some of her backstory. As you know, I always love to hear. And but before we do that, I always want to bring in like the positive, tip of the day, or something that I read that's kind of helped maybe you move from one extreme to the next in your life. Because we always need those reminders, right? We always need something to kind of just say, maybe I need to think on that. Or, those affirmations that I always tell everybody that you should be doing every day, maybe 3 times a day, or how many times you need a day. Usually I do 3 affirmations a day. I do it in the morning, afternoon, at night, because I'm always trying to fill my cup up with positivity. So when I'm talking to people, when I'm engaging with people, when I'm doing my work during the day, it's not coming out where people are like, I don't feel like, oh, this is another day. I got to, it shouldn't be a struggle. It shouldn't be a struggle. So this is about talents. And I kind of talked a little bit about this yesterday on the show. And I thought it was appropriate to talk about it again, because I really want this to sink in with everybody about how important your unique talent, your unique gift that you have in you is very important to show to the world, because the world needs you. You're like the lighthouse of the world. So it says, utilize all the unique skills and talents you have been blessed with. You will make the most of your talents when you are not afraid to show them to the world. Many people hesitate before doing this because we have been taught it is a form of boastfulness, pride. Do not deprive the world of something it desperately needs. I love that, desperately needs. I'll say that again. You and your talents. This is a great deal of satisfaction to be had when you use the skills you have been blessed with to the fullness extension of your ability. Today, allow yourself to receive the recognition you so greatly deserve, and that is your talents and your gifts. So I want to say that because people sometimes forget that we were put on this earth for a reason, and it's for your talents and gifts that, the universe that God gave you. Why shy it away? Why hide it? Why say you don't do certain things? You need to put it out there so people know that, first of all, who you are. Well, first of all, you need to know how who you are within yourself. Okay, let's start with you first. And then when you show out to the world, then they know that, wow, this is a gift that I needed. This is a gift that I needed to see. This is a gift that I need to connect with. And that's what it's all about. And then from that point, you don't know what lives, and I always say this, you don't know what lives you are saving by having your gift out there. So Terry, she has a wonderful gift. She's a founder of Purpose Chasing Academy, and it concerns understanding people's purpose and position in the health, fitness, and I'm probably saying this right, she'll correct me, fitness industry. Let me get that right. And she is creating influencers in that realm, in that industry. So she's not only knowing this from her gut, from her heart, she's also teaching others. And like I said, remember I said your gift, and you give, you help the gift so you can help others. She's helping others be in that same influence in this industry. How powerful is that? How powerful is that? So we're going to meet this lady soon. We got to put on this one little video, and then she will be up and we will be talking to the wonderful Queen Terry. And here we go. Lady, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you this morning?
I am doing great. So before we even start, I made a big error. I'm going to put it out there first. Please, lady, tell us your full name so I can make sure I say it correctly.
That's okay. It's like that all the time. My mom was trying to be a little fancy. It's Tariq. So it
Tariq.
looks like Terry. So I don't even get upset about it. It looks like Terry, but there's a little accent on the I, which makes it Tariq.
And that's what makes you so unique and wonderful.
Well,
So
thank you.
Tariq.
I appreciate that.
Love it. I hate. I said, oh, I don't want to mess up people's names.
That's
And
okay.
then when I seen it, I said, no, I did it wrong. But I'm so Tariq. Thank you. So Tariq, thank you so much for coming on the Coaches Lounge with me. This is like I said, this is a show where I really have people show up, give visibility of what you're doing in the world and helping others motivate them to get into what they want to do in life. And after just, meeting you through your bio and everything, and I just said to myself, I said, this is a lady that's really making a difference. And I love how you're doing it in the health arena. I mean, sometimes, people are doing like speaking and all that, which is wonderful, but you're doing something that's even, a different flavor where a lot of times people don't think of that so much. They think of all the other things. I'm like, okay, yeah, we do need help in that area too.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much again. Let me just show this for you. And, I always ask my guests, and I look at this as a conversation. I don't look at this so much as like me asking questions, we're back and forth, because I want people to get to know who you are and what you do. So I want to start first, like I always tell people, we don't just start being this wonderful CEO of a company.
All right.
We're born and then things happen before we get to that point. So can you tell us a little bit backstory of how you just became this brilliant CEO and helping so many people in their lives?
Well, first of all, thank you calling me brilliant. I love it. Thank you for having me on this morning. Well, I am really just a country girl from New Waverly, Texas, a very small town. And I think that the way that I got into this whole industry, I am one of 8. And if you know anything about being part of a big family, single household, everything we did revolved around food. Everything we did. Grieving, biscuit, you get into a fight, biscuit, good grade, biscuit. We love to eat. So needless to say, we end up being overweight, and we didn't have the health issues like diabetes or high cholesterol. We didn't have any of that. So it didn't really feel like something that was terrible, right? Mm-hmm. So when I graduated from high school and I went on to college, I was the first one to leave the nest. I started realizing that even though I'm very confident in the way that I look, because just because you're not what society, deems as attractive, we were very confident my entire life. But my mom started to get sick. And the only thing that we can contribute to that was the unhealthy eating and the extra weight that she was carrying. Mm-hmm. So at that point, I really wanted to, I moved to Ohio, got married. I got that love weight. Y'all know how that goes. We got the love weight. Then I got, I had my first daughter. I got bigger. Then I had my second daughter and I got bigger. And by that time I was like 5'3" and I was almost 300 pounds. So the seeing my mom struggling and being very, probably the moment when I saw her the saddest was she couldn't walk my brother down the aisle for his homecoming court because her body, the weight had really taken a toll on her body. I said, I just didn't want that for my kids. And I really wanted to get healthy. And I wanted to get healthy. I did not say lose weight. I wanted to get healthy. And so I started to eat right, watch what I put in my body, not have emotion dictate when I eat and when I didn't eat. So I started losing the weight for my kids. And as I started, a lot of things started happening in my life. I lost that good job. I graduated from college, started working in a nonprofit field, and I lost that job. My marriage started getting rocky. During that time, my mom passed at the very young age of 65. And so God just kind of set me down and made me realize that what I was doing in my life right now I was comfortable. I was doing what everyone else wanted me to do. When you come from a small town, go to school. If you're gonna leave the town, you need to go and get a good job and stay on that job and retire from that job.
Mhm.
Or you stay in the little country town, you have kids and you multiply. So I didn't do this. So I realized I was living for everyone else. And during
Mhm.
my transition of it's a lot of things that happened in between there, but I don't want to bore everybody. But during that transition, I met this one fella who was coaching fitness, and like I said, I was large, and my all my siblings were on the larger side, and so he didn't make me feel bad about exercise. A lot of people, a lot of women especially, feel like they have to be skinny or a certain size in order to go to the gym. But he didn't make me feel that way. So I started, going to his classes, and he started this new fad, right? He started this new, remember step aerobics?
Yes,
You
yes.
remember how horrible it was? They were doing like cartwheels. It kind of really got
Yes.
dangerous. So it kind of died off, right? So he started doing this class with the hip hop music and just in his small gym. And it just became popular, made people like me who had never thought about stepping before ever
Mhm.
do it. So he was just kind of like, it just got real popular. So I'm like, you got something inside of you. It is something there. And I already had fallen in love with the fact that he made me love fitness. I lost 125 pounds, stepped
Wow.
it off. Um, and so I'm like,
Mm.
you have something really special in you. And he was like, no, I don't want to go anywhere. I'm gonna stay right here. And I'm like, no, you got something. You got something. At that time, I was working in a with my girlfriend, helping her with her business because I have a master's in nonprofit management and helping her with her schooling to get it into like become like an actual learning center versus being just a daycare center.
Mhm.
And very comfortable job, very comfortable job. And so I was like, you really have something, Phil. Go out there, let's do some stuff. And he was like, I don't want to. So I started to pull some things out of him. I started to talk to him more, figure out what it was that was holding him back from living in his true purpose. Right.
Mhm.
So I started to talk to him more. I started encouraging him. We started kind of doing some mindset work. I didn't realize that's what I was doing. Mindset work with him. And eventually he let go a little bit. Now, from that idea, me working with him, it's $1 million company where he has over 2,200 instructors worldwide. So I nurtured him, helped him find his
Ooh.
purpose. And in the meantime, I found mine. So by me helping him so I loved your affirmation this morning. By me living in my purpose, I help him realize his purpose. And now millions of women and men are being reached every single day. So when I started talking to God, he said, Tari, you're very comfortable. You're very comfortable in an assignment that was never yours. It was
Mm.
never what you were supposed to do. Your
Mhm.
mission, your purpose is not what you do. It really is who you are. And I've
Mhm.
always been a coach. I've always been a motivator, and I've
Mhm.
always been a speaker. And when people used to ask me to help them, I said, no, I don't have time for that. I'm not doing that. But God set me down and said, no, you are. So now what I do now is I help women with the Purpose Chasing Academy. I really focus on women because
Mm.
I love this wellness and fitness industry. But think about it. How many women do you know in a leadership position, name brand, like Billy Blanks and Sean
Mhm.
T's? You don't know many. So, and we make up about 98% of the demographic in the wellness, fitness, and health industry. So I
Mhm.
want to help women with a roadmap, figure out how to dominate in this field, not only in the business aspect, but in life. So I'm gonna be quiet now. I'm
No,
gonna
no,
let
no. This is
you
no.
have
This
a
is about
conversation.
you. This is about you, and I'm loving everything about it. I'm loving how you started out. And first, congratulations on like your health. For regarding losing the weight. I mean, a lot of people we struggle. I mean, I struggle in my life. I mean, we all do. And for you to say, you know what, we're not going to look at this as a diet now. Like you said, we're going to take this, put that to the side. It's just about changing your habits, knowing what foods to, eat, knowing what exercise to do. It's just going through that step process that I love what you said. And see how you already encourage that within in the person that it was like, I don't know. And you kept saying, no, this is what you're supposed to be doing. You're doing that little push, and then look what he did.
Yeah.
Over $1 million. It's like, that's what I'm talking about. That's why your company's called the Purpose Chasing Academy. Now I get it. See the connection. I see the connection. Yes. So, and I'm loving how you help women because, like I said before, there's all these other industries, but the health and wellness, I think, like you said, I don't see too many women, like taking charge of being that CEO of that and basically teaching, not just, teaching them how to do certain things in health and wellness, but understanding that that's their purpose and standing in their purpose for that. So I love how you're doing both sides of it as you're coaching them, as you're mentoring them.
Absolutely. I tell women all the time that it's something that I had to get over the mindset that I couldn't run a business even because I came from a mindset of just not really knowing it, but what was engraved in me, the Peter, Robin, Paul, to make ends meet. Entrepreneurship was not something that we did. I had to get out that mindset that I didn't need that 401k that a job provided, right? I feel like a lot of times we get very comfortable in these assignments because as people, and I would definitely say as women, we are just good at a lot of stuff. We're just good at stuff, right? So so like for instance, I tell women all the time, like maybe you had a kid at a young age and you had to do what you had to do. So you became a nurse. You got good at it. Then you became the head nurse. Now you're over the departments. It was never your assignment. You were just good at it. So you don't feel fulfilled. You don't feel like you're really truly living. You're just existing. And it's because it wasn't your purpose. And so a lot of times, and a lot of people just think about 2019. Everybody was like, Lord, 2020 vision for 2020. We gonna get this 2020 vision. And so God said, bet, I got you. We're gonna all sit down, we're gonna slow down, and we're gonna really look at what we're doing and if we're actually living in our assignment. So I just encourage that because I was that girl. I was in the corporate America, nonprofit America, and really was scared to step out on faith because there's no, it was nothing to fall back on when you're an entrepreneur. So, but now once you start living your purpose, you'll see that path will open up for you. And so Purpose Chaser is something that was true to me because I was constantly chasing the paper. I was constantly chasing that dollar. And as I'm chasing that dollar, that's all you do. You don't look at anything else. So I started to chase my purpose. And once I did that, my vision became clear. And then the paper, it just came after that. Yeah.
Ooh, I love that. I love that. See, yeah, a lot of us, we start saying, okay, I got to make this money. I got to have this money. I got to have this amount, every month I have to have this. And if you focus, like you said, which you did, you chased your purpose instead of chasing the paper. The paper comes. I always tell people when you focus on what your true genius is,
yes,
and what's ingrained in you, like you said, what God gave you, He's not going to just leave you there and say, okay, just chase, but I'm not going to take care of you in that other area. You just, he said, you just focus on this part right here. Focus on your purpose, helping people, helping yourself. And then the paper will come and you be like, wow, where did all this paper come from?
Yes.
It's there. You're making it. It's coming automatically. So yeah, he's going to take care of you, and Absolutely. You take care of what he wants, your gift that he gave you, and that's what you're doing to so many people. Now, I was going to ask Queen that when people, like, say for women, they say, okay, I want to, I need help in this area, in the health. How do you start off? Like, how do you bring them in, and what's like your routine?
So I have two different programs. I have a life program and I have a business program. So if you want to join into the business program, we have various ways that you can do that. I do a breakthrough session because I know I just can't work with everybody. So I have a breakthrough session that I have with the women to kind of just understand what, if they even know what their purpose is. A lot of times that's step one, is trying to figure out your purpose. So we take them. So my academy is truly what it is. It's an academy. So you may start at a point where you're just trying to figure out your purpose, break down some mindset. When it came to Phil, he didn't want to leave the comfort of his small little gym. He was very comfortable right there. Now he travels every single weekend. He's globally known, but you have to get out that mindset that who's going to listen to me and how can I do this? So mindset is very important when it comes to being a business owner. So we start with that call and then we work our way through the process. I have a 5-step formula that I take them through. And by the time I like to tell them, by the time you leave me, you're going to have a house. Now, you may not have the curtains yet, but you're going to have a house. You're going to know your direction that you're going into. So, so anybody can reach out to me at most platforms, Turi Speaks. And then my website is TuriDonaldson.com. So that's how you get to start with me.
So okay. So basically, so they walk through. They can go to the academy. Is it like a 6-week course, or how does that work?
We have a 90-day program. 90-day program. So and then of course after that's always more to learn. You can always go on from there, like an academy. So the 90 days is kind of like, freshman year. We seeing how well we work together. We give you some focus, but there's so much more to learn after that. And then when it comes to the wellness side, because like I said, I was there, and I was there a bunch of different ways. So I went from being diagnosed as morbidly obese, and then I got so engulfed in this fitness, kind of went crazy with it, that I started doing unhealthy things to get this image of what society said was healthy and what was the standard, right? So I ended up being like 130 pounds, which sounds like not a lot for but for me, I had no curves. And let me tell you something, I'm country. I like my curves. I had nothing. But other than that, I was very unhealthy. I was eating about 900 calories and I was burning about 3,000 a day because I was in the gym all the time. So I tell women, especially women, that you have to, it's your healthy. It's no one else's journey but your own. And you have to know what that is for you. I don't even get on the scale anymore because I was obsessed with that scale. Barbara, I was obsessed with it. I would get on it 2 and 3 times a day during that period when I had became very unhealthy with the fitness. So it's such a mind thing, even when it comes to food, because I'm from a big family. We didn't leave food on the plate. No ma'am, no ham, no bacon, no turkey. You ate everything off that plate. So it took me a while to even get to the point of a relationship with food, and it's still constant. But now I just get a small plate. I know me and I know how I'm raised and my mindset. So I start with a small plate. So it's just very little stuff, very little tiny things like that mount up to big things. So I even have a shirt line. It's called Respect the Curves. Because I tell women, if you love yourself, you love every curve on your body, then they can't help but to respect it. They don't have to like it. It's your curves. But if you love them, they can't help but to respect them. So I push respect the curves because every woman have curves. Every woman is beautiful and their shape is beautiful. They just need to be healthy. And that's what I preach, health.
I love how you said that because a lot of us as women, when we do, when the weight is there, when we don't look what we feel like ourselves should be, then we start, that takes the self-esteem level. A lot of things happen within us because society, how society looks at women, like you're supposed to have this size, this, and then they show us all these pictures of these women. And then we're like, well, we don't look like that. Right. And then maybe we're not the right person, or maybe, we shouldn't be doing it, and then that goes into that. So I'm loving how you said, even though you're working on, you're working on your health and everything, what you're doing right now, what you look right now, you're beautiful.
Absolutely.
You're beautiful where you're at right now, because we don't want you to go into that road of depression and self-esteem problems and stuff, but you're working at it, and that's okay with that, so the curve, you should respect the curves.
You gotta respect them. They're gonna respect these curves. And everybody's idea of beauty is different. And that's why I said the most important thing is to be healthy. And you hit it on the nail, no matter where you are on this journey, because your health is a journey. Entrepreneurship is a journey. Everything is a journey. You're gonna have ups and downs, but it's your mindset. So I teach my ladies, I say, as soon as you have intentions, distractions will come. Whether or not it's good distractions or bad distractions. I had one client, Ashley, and she's probably listening, so she's probably gonna kill me. But she someone came to her as soon as she started to get into her business and focus on her purpose. Somebody came to her with an idea that she should do, because she was good at a whole bunch of stuff. So guess what happened? She went right over there because she wasn't confident in herself yet. So she went right over there and started working on somebody else's dream. And I said, no, ma'am, you will come right back over here and you will focus on your dream. It's a distraction. It's a distraction. And it's always going to be there, but you have to just recognize it and be like, oh, I see you, and get right back to work. It's a journey. And as long as you know your vision, you got to write it down, make it clear. You got to put some goals on that. You didn't even ask me about some steps, but I can't help it.
That's
always
good. I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
people. But the first thing that you want to do when you're trying to figure out your purpose is first go to the source. You have to have a relationship with the person who gave it to you, right? You have to have that relationship to give you discernment, to give you the vision. And then, because I can't give you that vision. I can't. You know what it is. I just pull it out of you, right? You know what you love. You know what you're good at. You know what is that burning desire in you. I just pull away at all the mindset that tell you that who's going to listen to me. I can't do that. That's no, I'm too old to start another career. All that other crap that gets feed into our mind. I just help kind of toil that seed, that soil. You know, I'm a country girl, so I'm always going to use some analogies. But when you are farming, if your soil is too hard, you can't get any of the seeds in there to start anything to growing. So you gotta dig the weeds out. You gotta toil that. You gotta get all that good stuff. Get that soil ready for the seed to grow. So until we get that soil a little, soft, and nothing I say gonna help. So you have to work on that. We have to work on some mindset things. But once you get that together, write down your goal. So we're gonna find it. Then we're gonna define it. Right? You know you want to work in this industry because you love health. You just don't know where you fit. So we're going to define that thing. And then after that, I'm going to help you thrive in life and in business. So not only do I want you to be successful and make the money that you want to make, I want you to be happy and thrive. And so that you're not just existing, but you're living. It's too many people out here on autopilot. They're just existing.
So true. So true.
So that's what I want to do. That's my purpose, and I'm sticking to it.
Woo. You are dropping some golden nuggets today. I'm loving it. I am loving it, lady. And I love what you said. I mean, I love a lot of stuff you said, but the one thing that I just want to repeat that is so important, where you said, your friend, where she, you told her she needed to be in her purpose and do it. She's like, yeah. But then she went over to somebody else and kind of went into their purpose. And I want to say this, and this is what I see a lot. People get a little bit confused about collaboration compared to, doing your own purpose. And collaboration is wonderful. I collaborate with other women, other people. But when it starts seeping into, now you forget what your purpose, because you're so into what their purpose is and what their journey is, then you have to ask yourself the question about boundaries, because you don't want to lose yourself in somebody else's purpose, and then yours is not being brought out anywhere, nurtured or put out there. So I love how you told your friend, look, you need to get back over here because this is your purpose. It's nice you trying to help and everything, but there's a certain boundary level here. Let's go back.
Yes. And that's why, so one of the things in my program is that we have a group, right? And you're so right with collaboration, because just because you're in this sisterhood, this group of like-minded women, you should be pushing forward together. Not everybody, you know what I mean? You should be pushing forward together. So one of the things about being around like-minded women, you can, because we're doing so much for everybody. Like, even though we say we're not superwoman, we cannot help it. We are just dope. Women are just dope. So we are always helping other women. We're always helping men. We're always helping everybody. And so a lot of times we get empty. We try not to, but we get empty. But being around like-minded women, for one, they're going to help you fill that cup back up. I try to tell people never to get empty. But if you're going to get empty, be around people that's not pulling from you and withdrawing all the time. So be around like-minded women. Your cool friend from, your childhood, she can still be your cool friend from childhood, but she's not part of this tribe. You need a tribe of women that are all pushing forward. They all have their own vision, their own purpose, and you're just there as accountability for one another, saying, hey, girl, reel it back in. Come on, what's going on? Why are you not moving forward? Give me some wins, right? One thing I do before we even start, I'm like, tell me what y'all did this week. What did you do? What obstacles did you overcome? What mindset did you shut down? Because that's a win. If you said, I'm not doing that, I'm not gonna watch TV for 5 hours today, I'm going to spend that 5 hours working my business. That's a whole mindset change.
Yes.
Very small things that you can start doing every single day turns into $1 million company.
Ooh.
So having that mindset, that's the difference between a hobby and a career. That mindset. So I keep my women, I work with them one-on-one, but I also have them in a group. So they'll have people to bounce ideas off of. You have people coming from different backgrounds that people didn't think of things that way. So find you a tribe. That's another thing. Find you a tribe. Once you start to move, you can move fast alone, but you can move further with a tribe of people, of like-minded women that are all working, like you said, on their purpose. And collaboration is great, but everybody should be pushing towards their purpose, not just one thing. Yeah.
Yes, totally. We need to respect each other's purpose, still come together, build those empires with each other, but still respect each other's lanes and what we're trying to do, because there's a reason. Again, we all have those special gifts and they all should be coming out, not just just one person, everybody else is following the leader. We all have that purpose, so let's help each other. And absolutely. I love how you said with the like-minded people that you need to be around. Well, Queen, I want to do before because I can talk to you. I can talk to you all day. I'm loving this. I am truly loving you, loving on women, helping women, pushing people, because I'm always about that too. That's another part of me that I do. So you are just in my zone, lady. That's why I'm like, yes, I like this. But I know time, but I want to take myself down for 30 seconds. I want you to just, any last items that you want, or encouragement, whatever you want to say, and then let them know how they could contact you. And I also have your website down below.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Barbara, for having me on once again. This was truly an honor. So ladies, I just want to say that we all have an assignment, right? But you have to get uncomfortable. You have to get uncomfortable in your very comfortable situations. I know you know exactly when you're getting paid, you know your vacation days, and that's all great. But are you living? Are you truly living, or are you just existing? So if you don't know your purpose, because that's true too. I just want you to know that it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter where you are right now. It does not matter how old you are. I started this new career at 35 years old after doing corporate and nonprofit. It doesn't matter where you are, how old you are. You can find your purpose. We can define it, and you can thrive. So if you really, truly ready to take that chance, I want to offer you a free breakthrough call with me. Go to www.TareeDonaldson.com, schedule a breakthrough call. Let's chit chat. Let's see if we can get you out of this autopilot. Let's see if we can get you moving and start living. Okay. So thanks so much. Oh, I always say, once you find that purpose, remember to be dope. That's discipline over pleasures every day. And you can see things really take off for you. So be dope, stay dope all the time, and be great.
Ooh. I have to bring you back on, Queen. Is that okay if we do that?
That would be fine. That would be fine, Barbara.
This lady, I'm telling you, she's a very busy woman, but she takes the time, as you can see, like I said, building those relationships through these interviews. I keep telling people, these conversations, that she just has a heart, such a golden heart. And there's so many people, a lot of people don't have that when their business is like, they just like grind. But she takes back and she sits back and she's like, I want to help. I want to be there for you. I want to take the time. So thank you, Queen, for doing that. Thank you for coming on the Coaches Lounge today. You just gave me a gift today.
Oh, thank you.
Smiling all day.
Thank you so much. I had a good time. Thank you so much, Barbara.
Thank you too, lady. And like I said, we need to, I'm going to put it, because I always say, I want to bring you back. Soon as I get done, I'm going to reach out to you so we can get a date, because I got to catch you before you start piling up in the dates.
I love it.
So you take care, Queen. And I always, many, many blessings to you and your family. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye-bye.